Good evening, guys. It is that time of the evening again for another chapter of Lord of Water. The fire is stocked up and raging. The pug is asleep in front of the fire, and you may hear him snoring from time to time through the reed. That's his spot there, right in front of the warm fire, just basking in the heat from the burning timbers. And it is that time again for another chapter of Lord of Water. Chapter 9, A Change in Pressure. I woke before sunrise and noticed a change in the pressure of the air. I walked out of our sleeping quarters and found Gary standing at the side rail. Max and Pay were both at the helm, guiding High Sun and looking busy. "Can you feel the change?" Gary cried out, without even turning to see that I had come out behind him. "We are nearing the high point of our planet, as well as the centre core of this pressure system. The system will generate the roaring swells of the ocean on a continual basis from the centre that we are approaching. It is located on the high point, centred at the very peak of the planet, reaching out to touch Lady Sun." I walked to stand beside Gary at the rail, then turned to him as I spoke. "I can feel it now, and we are within hours of our destiny. I still haven't figured out how I will get to the location that I am looking for, as it lies directly on the pinnacle of the high point, possibly 50 leagues beneath the surface." "You are a wilder man than I, young lord. I have no idea what you have in mind or how powerful you are, but I am behind you with all of my heart, and I tell you here that you can count on me to my very death, if that is what it takes." Gary gave me a good solid stare and turned his mouth just enough to entice my smile. "You know, I have a feeling that getting to the location really won't be too much of a problem. That is, when I figure out that minor detail. But I know that this journey is travelling very smoothly. From my feelings and recall of my past gone tasks, this journey may just have some little surprises in store that we never would have counted upon. We are surrounded by friendship and good power. Let's keep our minds on the decision that this is how the rest of our mission will stand." Gary nodded and then scampered up Max and Pay, commanding them to bed down for some sleep. "You have done another good night's work, my two little starlings. Get yourselves some sleep, for possibly tonight we close in on the peak of our journey. We need your wits about you both, each one of you ready to dance on your toes." The ocean swells had changed so much now. The wind had dropped, and instead of the long line spanning the horizon, we now had fatter standing mountains with curves curling out of sight and losing the lines of each other in bulging, swollen swells of lifting water. We seemed to be at the generation point of these long, driving waves. As we passed over them, they seemed to accelerate away and out from behind our path of which we had just come. We must be nearing the centre of the pressure system. The time had come. Mila also woke and came to stand beside me. The Lady Sun still had not cracked the horizon, but the light of a powerful, clear day already illuminated the sky. "We are getting closer, aren't we, my lord?" I nodded, holding her a little closer to instill my feeling of confidence. Mila also smiled and sort of held in a laugh of something she just thought of. "Today is going to be a big one, isn't it?" she said. I smiled back and agreed. "It certainly is, my love. I'm excited and feel like stepping out of myself. It is time for me to show this planet what I am made of." Just as I was about to express a little more warning of wild expectancy, Gary called out loud and sharp, "My lord, down below, left and right hovering wide at each side, these are not friendly fellows." Out to either side, there were sleek and gliding slicer sharks, their shining skins sparkling the reflections of clean water and morning sky. The silvery, glistening sharks sparkled and darted in groups of more than a dozen as they pushed on the outer limits of our dorsal pilots. Each of them had sharp and piercing slender bodies with their cold, lightning-fast eyes gleaming in the awareness of the dorsal pilots at Akil and also in recognition of us far above. They fear the dorsal pilots, for the dorsals have the supreme power and knowledge of our ocean, but they cannot be trusted for one moment. They are both dirty scavengers and capable of vicious attack at any instant. I have seen them in groups of 3 and 4, but never had them closed in on either side with such intention as they have here today. Not one of them down there is feeding, so I cannot quite see what it is that they are following us for. Gary then took control of the helm and ushered Max and Pei both off to sleep. "My lady, come to the helm. I will show you how our dear High Sun feels in your hands." Gary took Mila between his arms and showed her the control and guidance of High Sun. Mila smiled and gave High Sun her due respect. Gary looked at me and once again gave me that cheeky but at the same time reassuring smile. "You will make it, my lord, and our young lady is going to be fine." I received his message without a single spoken word. I wish that I had such certainty of what I was yet to actually do. It seemed that the peacefulness and friendly spirit of our journey had taken a darker tone. Our Lord of Water did know within himself that the task set before him would not just fall in his lap and leave him with one more restful and easy lifetime of fun without such challenges. Would the task of this lifetime be possible for such a Lord in a mere mortal body? Read on with this dark novel and see for yourself how this journey really tests his limits.